This will not only be beneficial for your upcoming exams, but it will also be beneficial for any further exams you want to give next year. After the next year, it will all the more be useful. He is a student from Gujarat National Law University, and he will be taking the next 30 or so minutes describing how to deal with the most dreaded section of the CLAT examination, the qualitative aptitude.
Thank
Prakhar,
you so
I
much,
would,
Kathy.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So
So
you can, yeah,
yeah,
start.
I'll take it from here. Okay. First of all, good evening, everyone, and I would like to thanks Lighting Dreams for inviting me to this session. I'm hoping I would be able to help you out, and this session would be fruitful to you all. First of all, about myself, as Kathy explained, I'm a first year student from Gujarat National University, and there's a reason why I chose quantitative aptitude as my section for this session. Because I was able to churn out 13 marks out of 14, one question was cancelled within just 10 minutes. And like 13 marks in this examination matters a lot. It could it could like simply snatch you from the top and leave you at the bottom. So there's that. Anyway, I'll start. So before we start, I would like to tell you that I'm going to divide this session into some sort of schedule. So for the first 10 minutes or so, I'm going to give you a general about idea about the section itself. Then we'll quickly solve the questions. I have two sets with me, and then if you have any doubt, I will respond to them, be it in a general query or anything else. So I'll start right away. And first of all, so quantitative techniques is actually, I'm very sorry to say, but the section is divided between the Clat takers. So there are two, like multiple takers, obviously, but I'm dividing it into two sections only. How? One who would be from the PCM background, the other who would be from the other backgrounds. So why I'm doing this? Before I start, I would like to make sure that uh, the questions asked in the examination itself are hardly from your 7th or 8th standard. They are not at all close to your plus 1 or plus 2 mathematics, where you have calculus, integration, and etc. So why is it that I'm saying that PCM students have some sort of edge? That's like a minute edge, like itna sa difference. This is because they are constantly playing with numbers. They are keep on like you left mathematics right after your 10th, maybe you took commerce, they were numbers itself, but the way a PCM guy is playing with numbers, a way a girl is solving questions every day, then she knows that what is 13 into 17. She have practiced a lot, that things like that are preserved in her like, subconscious mind, so she don't have to go through that. There's the difference. Now it is November already, okay? And the examination is going to be in May itself, so you hardly got 4 to 5 months left. Now I am assuming that you must have took at least 4 or 5 mocks by now. So there's that. And now I'm not going to give you any sort of perfect approach like how you are going to do this subject, then you're going to go through that section, you're going to do that, and I'm not going to even teach you that what percentage is, what averages are. This is all going to be you. I'm just going to channelize your own potential, like what you are, what you know, what you have inside of you, and how you're going to use those resources, how you're going to utilize them. That's what I'm going to do here is, so let's say you took a mock yesterday. So what I used to do while taking mocks, I used to take other leave the QT sections for the ending. And that was, I guess, like 80% of the Clat takers do that, because I have been like attached with a couple of friends of mine and they do it myself. So it's not a bad thing to do, okay? I personally did that in the final examination itself. Now the thing is with mocks, you get a time constraint, like there's a time limit. And what we do while solving those mocks are leave the QT in the ending, then we solve like 5 to 7 questions and then leave the section itself. Please don't do that. That's not at all beneficial. What I would suggest you to do is just do those 5 to 7 questions, okay? It's no worries that you're going, the time limit is over, but while you're analyzing the section, when you're going through it once again, make sure that you are going to do those questions by yourself. Do not look to the answers, do not have any sort of glimpse over them. Just try to do it by yourself, so you know कि uh, तुमसे होता या नहीं होता. You would get it by then, and that's how you know what's your weakness, what your strengths are. You'll have to wait it out, you'll have to solve it by your own. See, numbers, I would use the love playing with numbers here. You may use whatever you want, but these are something which you play. There's a reason why the section has been termed as technique. There's a word technique or aptitude with it, and it's not like you're going to read it out and you're going to get a hold of it. No, you'll have to play through it. And a lot of kids I've seen, they actually tend to, I wouldn't use the word fear here, but I would rather use avoid. They tend to avoid the section, being like, it's just 15 marks, we are going to do it, put it in the end of the examination itself. Time already bahut kam hoga, we'll test like 5 to 7 questions. Well, I would like to make sure that that's not the case. You'll have to do it, because even a 0.25 pointer in examination like Clat matters a lot. Okay, so I think about an approach. Well, you'll have to find that out yourself, because I don't know where you are, what you stand at this position. Some guy among of you may have done, like, may have even finished the course. Someone may have started yesterday. I personally started in January, but the exam got postponed, so I got a lot of advantage there. But I'm pretty sure that's not going to be the case with you guys. So please start as early as possible. Even if you haven't started, you may just start, remembering the tables, remembering the multiplications, because I personally was lost in them. I'll be honest with you, this is not the time to be ashamed of your knowledge or something. अगर तुम्हें 13 या 17 का table नहीं आ रहा है, go through it. That's going to help you a lot. Now, if a guy has already done the course, then he may proceed with the same. Due to time constraint here, I would first like to finish the questions which I've solved. For that, I have a sheet with me. I would like to share it. Uh, Please, can anyone verify that whether my screen is visible or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay, so as you can see, how I'm going to explain, I'm not going to, like, teach you this thing, like leave you to answer the question and then I'm going to verify your answers. No, because I know like at least 50% of you know what percentages are. I'm going to
Bhaiya, can you
explain.
please zoom it?
Yes, sorry.
Can you please zoom it?
Okay. I'll do that. Yeah, is it fine now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thank you. So I'm just going to give you, short trips, thoda, treasure kind of thing that's going to help you in the actual examination. First thing first, how to approach the questions. Please read this section, like this direction of question thingy. That is the must. Like, you
Prakhar,
have to
if
read
you
it.
can actually zoom in a little more, because there are
Yeah,
actually digits now, so it yeah,
sure.
it's good.
Is it fine? I'll zoom out of it. That was too close. Yeah, is it fine now?
No, you can actually, you did like the previous one was much better.
Okay,
Actually, the
so this one,
written
right?
part is visible. I'm talking about the digits. Yeah, now we can
Yeah.
see the digits.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you so much. And please don't address me as sir. Just take my name. It's a sweet and short name. You could do that. Anyways, so read this section. Read this thing. Like, I used to skip that. I used to, like, I was from PCM. I used to simply go there and read all this, then go through the graph, take the data myself, solve it down. Please don't do that. I used to, like, score thoda bad because I used to rush things. First thing in an examination like Clat, this is a generic advice. Questions, read them very carefully. That's a habit you have to prepare. I used to leave keywords, especially the keywords, like, among the following options, whether the author would have agreed or not. I used to like skip the main keyword, may, whatever. So please don't do that. Anyway, sorry, I got never mind. We'll just continue. So here, you can see the data is given here. It's about a company that prepares drink. Three flavors are there, and we have a chart here, and the production is given inside the chart, and the duration is 6 years. So these are your key pointers. These are what you have to notice. And now we have to study the graph, answer the questions. Nothing more, no more keywords. Now we can simply come down the graph, and you can just check the graphs. Production of three flavors in bottles. So first of all, in lac bottle, that's a keyword right there. But I'm going to skip that. What I'm going to do is, here are, here's there, the number is here, and they are the years. Now I'll just simply start with the question. The average annual production of which flavor was maximum in the given period? Now here is an short trip for you. First of all, you have to calculate the average. As you can see that the number years is constant, it's 6. For every production line, for every year, it's going to be 6 only, 2005 to 2000, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is going to be the same. And how do you calculate the average? You add every number, then you divide by, n would be 6 here. Then you divide by the number of attempts that have taken place. So 6 would be fine. So what are you going to do? Just leave that. Now just calculate. You can see the short tip number 2. Please focus here. As you can see in the graph itself, there's a difference of 10 here. Smaller, थोड़ा सा बड़ा, थोड़ा बड़ा, इससे छोटा, इससे छोटा. As you can see, the section R, see R is here na? Am I going too fast? Please let me know. I'm just following the time constraint. Anyway, as you can see, R is almost like always smaller than Q. Then you already got an elimination that R would not be the maximum, like would not be the answer, because the question asks a maximum, like which flavor's production was maximum. R is always smaller than Q. Then that's already eliminated. You don't have to even calculate. You don't have to even add. You can just simply have a glimpse on the paragraph and the chart, and then you can eliminate. And here you can see now what students would do is you will add 55, 60, 50, 55, 50, 55 for the Q section. No, leave that. I'm going to teach you something else. 55 minus 50. You already know R is out of the game. Now you just got Q and P. That would be a difference of 5. Here would be a difference of 20. Right? Here would be Q is ahead. So that a total difference of 25 is here. Here 55 minus 50 would be 5. This time P was ahead. So that would be 20. Don't worry if I'm going too fast. I'm going to provide you the answers in the written form, so you can always revert back to them. I'm just trying to teach you a short trick here. So you can just simply do that. The difference, you can just calculate the difference and you would see. I'll just simply scroll down here. As you can see, I've calculated it in this way, but I would rather ask you not to do it. And you can see that 325 is already greater than 300. And the constant is 6 here. Even if you're going to calculate the average, you're going to divide both of them by 6 only. So what's the purpose? It's going to come out the same. So you already know, right? B would be your answer. There's that. Now moving to the second question. And if you have any doubt, you can simply barge your way into it. I don't find it unprofessional at all. I used to do that during my preparation. So yeah, please. And I am, if you're not speaking at all, I'm assuming you're not having any doubts because we have a time limit to follow. So I'm very sorry about that. The percentage of total production of flavor R in 2007 and 2008 with respect to flavor P in 2005. So now you have to check the data. So first data is about R. The years are given. The second data would be about P. The years are given. What the question is asking, it's asking about the percentage. Now let's revert back to the passage itself. R, where is R? R is this one. Okay, years. What are the years? 2007, 2008, 7, 8. That is 60, 60, 120. Then you have to go P, 2005, 2006. P is the black one, 2005, 50, 40, 90. How I did it, I'll just get back to it. As you can see, 120, blah blah blah, 90. You don't have to do all this. Do not even think about all this. Just add those numbers, play with those numbers. 60 and 60, that's your goal. 50 and 40, that's your goal. You get what? You get 120 and 90. Now it is asking that R, like P is what percentage of R. I could have explained it in a much better way, but I'm assuming you have a bit of grasp over percentage, so I'm going to give you a short trick, rather not explain percentage itself. 90 into x upon 100 would be 120. I calculated 00. That would be 1200, right? You get 1200 here. Now 1200 is being divided by 9. What you're going to do is you're just going to divide it, and as you can see in the options, now you don't even have to solve it completely. This is 133.33. As soon as you got that number 13 while dividing 1200 by 9, you could assume, not assume, but you can be certain that your answer would be C. So you don't even have to calculate. If your calculation is, you do that only if your accuracy is high while doing calculations, like you're not making silly mistakes during multiplications. And I'm very sorry about my dog. He annoys me so much, but I love him, so you'll have to bear it out. I'm very sorry, very sorry. So that's how you do it.
Completely all right, Prakhar. We all like pets and dogs. Like
Okay.
they are lovey-dovey.
Yes.
So you can please continue. It's completely fine.
Yes, sure. So there's that. So you don't even have to solve it completely if you're good with numbers. You know that you got 13, and in the options itself, there was only option C with 13 in it. So you don't even have to solve it further. You can just mark C. Coming to question number third, in which of the following years the percentage of rise or fall in the production from the previous year is maximum for the flare queue? Again, a very simple question. You don't even have to use your pen and copy for that. So the question has asked you about the gain and the loss itself. So both of them are included. It could be gain, it could be loss. You just have to find the maximum value. Now, what are we talking about here is Q, right? Okay, what was Q? Q is the white one. As you can see, that is 55 to 60, difference of 5. Difference of 10 is here between 2007 and 2006. This is more than 2005. You don't even have to take, like, you don't even have to note that down. You know it because 60 minus 50 is always going to be 10. You know, you can simply subtract 55 from 60. 55 from 55, that's also a 5. Here's what you're getting, another a 5. Here what you're getting, 55, and there's 50, so 5. So this was the year 2007 where what happened, there was loss because from 2006 the production dropped from 60 to 50. But as you can see, this option is the only one having the highest number, that is 10. You don't even have to calculate the loss percentage. Why would you do that? No, please don't waste your time. You already know the answer. It would be B. Fourth question. What is the difference between the average production of flavor Q in 2008, 9, and 10 and this? Very, very easy question. I'll just simply show you my answer sheet. It's a, see, again, I have mentioned very clearly what I was trying to explain. Since the base factor is the same, it's going to be like given in the question itself. For both the production values, it was asked that the years are 3 there. So you don't even have to divide these numbers by 3. You just take the values. Q would be the values are taken from the graph. You could always revert back to them. Tada, tada, 160 minus 1 by 333. Just leave it. 15 by 3, you divide it, you get 5. Your answer would be option D. Uh, was that clear? I totally get it that I'm going way, way too fast, and I should pass the authorities, and you could revert back to me whenever you want. I'm totally cool with that. Now, what was the approximate decline in the production of flavor R in 2010?
Also, sorry for interrupting you, Prakhar, right now. If there is any doubt, you can always write it in the chat box. He will be dealing with it within the chat box at present also because he will be staying with us for some time, even after his session is done. So you can definitely put your doubts in the chat box. He can take up later when another session is going on and they are just explaining the beginning part of it. Okay, Prakhar, please continue. Sorry to take so much of your time.
No, 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 it's perfectly fine. Thank you for making it clear for them because I hope that the main purpose of this session about is about helping them, and without even taking doubts, I don't think they would be helped at all. So thank you so much. Now, question number 5, what was the approximate decline in the production of flavor R in 2010 as compared to production in 2008? Very, very simple question. I'm going to give you a trick. What would be the trick? Read the options, what you're getting. You can see like 3 is common here. Now, what I mean, I'll just explain. We're talking about R here. The years are 2010 and what 2008, right? 10 would be 55, 8 would be 60, and 40. So there's that. I'll just simply come to this. 2010 is 40, 2008 is 60. You are going, as you can see, from 8 to 10, like you're starting from 8, then you're going to 10. The production value was in 2008 was 60, in 2010 it was 40. It's obviously a loss percentage, loss upon CP into 100. This is a formula of profit and loss, though we are not talking about it, but this is the beauty of mathematics. You could apply anything wherever you want. It's not always have to be the same. You can use the formulas of speed, speed, distance, and time in work and time. So there's that. You could always do that. You simply solved it. Simple question, 6 by 200. There's the catch. You're getting 200 by 6. Do not try to solve it completely. You get by 6, 3, 18. Then you'll get another 6, 3, 18. You got the option 33. Don't solve it completely. Revert back to options. As you can see, 33 is the only option here. And none of those, none of the other options, there is 33. You can simply just mark A. As simple as that. Do not waste your time. Now, I have another set with me, but I personally believe that it's going to take a bit long because we are already having a time constraint. And personally, I would like to interact with you guys rather than just solving the sheet. So I'll stop it right away and I'll revert back to you guys. And please, could you unmute yourself or type it in the chat box any query you have regarding the section? I'm not asking about your academic sort of query. If you're having a query regarding percentage, then I'll have to take a class on that. But if you're having a query on, general doubt that what is going wrong with you, why am I not scoring in the mocks? Please unmute yourself, or please type in the chat box, or please at least let me know that you're not having any query at all. How much time? Okay, how can we proceed when there is no graph table explaining the graph? Okay, so good question. First of all, this was the case in the UG CLAT 2021, and a lot of CLAT takers actually what they did was they all thought that the question format was in just caselets, and they simply ignored the section. They thought it's going to take a lot of time. Well, what I would suggest you to do that is make a table. It's the data is quite in front of you. It's going to be percentage, it's going to be addition, it's going to be multiplication. Just simply draw a line, simply make some columns, put value. Let's say the value was given in years, type the year, make a table yourself, simplify it. I did that myself. And then you can use all those short tricks, all those tricks I just explained it to you. You can do that. I would highly recommend you to make a table, because that's going to, like, people would think that's going to consume a lot of time, but hardly takes like 30 to 40 seconds, and the return on investment is very, very high. Now, coming to your question, Kenjala, how much time should we ideally take for math section? Well, personally, I believe in mocks, if you're taking mocks, it shouldn't be more than 15 minutes at all. But again, as I said in the beginning itself, that it doesn't matter if you're able to solve only 7 questions in the time limit of mock or not. While analyzing, when you revert back to those questions, just make sure to solve them by your own. Do not simply revert to the answers. No, don't do that. Solve them so you would know कि हो जाता या नहीं हो जाता. If नहीं होता, क्यों नहीं होता, then you would know. If you simply just while analyzing check the answers and you would see ये तो पहले ही होना था, then I'll add +7 in my overall score, because एग्जाम में तो टाइम लिमिट इतनी होगी नहीं, because I personally used to do that thing. Don't do that at all. Solve those questions while doing mocks, and ideally your time shouldn't exceed more than 15. And while I'm saying 15 minutes, then that is at least for 10 questions. Anything else, guys? So about the